Hey guys, welcome back to Just Piddlin Barbecue. Today we're going to do a collaboration with Scott over at the Real Show Barbecue. I'm going to be putting a link to his channel in the description box below, and that'll also be in the iCard up above. We're both using the Watchman Stove today. He's going to be doing some steaks, and I'm going to be using some steaks in a different way, and I'll show you how right after this. Alright, now I think Scott's doing regular steaks on the Watchman Stove, and I've done that once before and they turned out awesome, so I can't wait to see what he comes up with those steaks. Today I'm going to be using these steaks to trim them up nice and fine and make some fajitas on the griddle on the Watchman Stove. Now I've already taken the liberty of chopping up the vegetables, because you already know how to chop up vegetables by now, but I'm going to go through the process a little bit of chopping up the meat. Now I've already put the meat in the freezer for a little bit. It was not frozen, but I put it in the freezer for a little bit just so it would firm up, so it's easier to cut, and I'll show you that right here. Alright, so it is a little bit firm, but it is not frozen, and you just want to make nice thin strips, about 1/8 of an inch, something like that. And that's what we're going to be using for fajitas. Now this meat, by the way, is chuck steaks. It's actually steaks made out of a chuck roast. And so I think this is going to be nice and tender. Let me get this chopped up and we'll be right back. I've got half of a very large vide onion cut up into strips, along with 1 orange bell pepper and 1 yellow bell pepper, and about half of a bunch of chopped up green onions. And all of those are in here, and they're all going to go on at the same time, so I've got them in the same bin. Now right here we've got our meat mixture, our meat slices cut up, and the way they feel, they're going to be really tender. But to this, we're going to add, I don't know, 1/2 cup of your favorite taco seasoning, your favorite taco sauce. So we're just going to go right over the top with that. We're going to give a couple of shakes of whatever kind of hot sauce that you would like. Whatever your favorite fajita seasoning is. I happen to be using Meat Church fajita seasoning. They're not a sponsor or anything, but I just like their products. And on top of that, probably 1/4 cup or so of chopped up cilantro. Now I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, give it a good mix. I'm going to cover it with saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and just let it marinate for about 1 hour while I get the Watchman Stove up to temp. And by the way, I got a white t-shirt on, plain white t-shirt, because every time I wear something like a grunt style shirt or a 9-line shirt, I get flagged for about 3 days, because evidently my shirt might offend somebody and might not be suitable for all advertisers. So hopefully nobody gets offended by plain white cotton t-shirts. Alright, I've got exactly 30 briquettes that I heated up, and they are under the griddle. I just put them in there about 5 minutes ago. The griddle's starting to come up, it's starting to smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and put my vegetables on first. I want these vegetables to get pretty good and tender. Smells great already. Again, this is going to be a quick and easy thing to do on this Watchman stove. Doesn't take long at all. We're going to let these go for just a few minutes, and then I'll bring you back. I'm going to season this up with a little bit of fajita seasoning, the same fajita seasoning I use for the meat. I like that. Come back, give that a stir. And again, on this griddle, the middle part is going to be the hottest. The sides are going to be a little cooler. So if something starts to get too done, you can slide it off to the side. Probably like I'm going to do in a minute, I'll slide these over to the side and then put my meat in the middle. Getting some nice color on the vegetables now. And just let it go until it gets the color that you want it. And we'll be back. Alright, I've got all the color that I want on my vegetables for this point. They're going to continue to cook. So I'm going to go ahead and put the meat on now. It's really fixing to start to smell good out here. Here we go with the meat. Woo! Alright folks, it's about ready to take up. I let the meat stay on there for about 3 or 4 minutes, flipped it, and then incorporated all the vegetables and meat together. And it's been going, I guess, about 10 minutes now, and now it's time to take it off. It smells fantastic. And there we go. Let's get a lid on this. I've scraped the surface off. Just going to add a little bit more olive oil. I'm going to throw a couple tortillas on there. Let those get nice and hot before we take them in to plate them. Still make them up? Alright guys, I'm about ready to plate one of these up. Can't wait any longer. Get some meat and some vegetable mix right here. Right in the middle of the tortilla. A little more onion and pepper. I'm going to add a couple of little slices of tomato. Right over the top. A little bit of cheese. A little bit of cilantro right over the top. And a dash or two of your favorite hot sauce. And now we're ready to try it. Let's try to see how we did. The steak is super tender. perfectly done. You see it just pulls apart. You get the flavor from the little marinade we did. Onions and peppers. A little bit of that cilantro gives it a little freshness. This is great. I want to thank Scott over at the Real Show Barbecue, Navy veteran, great guy, great cook. Again, I'll put a link in the description box below to his channel and a link up in the iCard as well. Give him a look. Until next time, I'll be Piddlin. Alright guys, we're about ready to get started. It's about 120 degrees out here. Alright, so in this bowl, once again, we've got chopped up onion, a half of a large, very large Vidalia onion, one bell pepper that was orange, and one bell pepper that was